Kia ora, hello, I'm Philip Duncan. Thanks for joining us for our Monday weather update recorded on the 10th of February. Let's get into the forecast. There is a lot of high pressure on the way this week, but in saying that, still a very busy weather forecast, at least with the systems that are surrounding it and what that might mean for us going into next week, as well as the start of this week. So let's try and make sense of what I'm saying. So at the moment, as we kick off Monday, we don't actually have high pressure over us. There's a little bit of sinking low pressure around the top of the North Island. That's why, as we go into the end of Monday, you got that thunderstorm risk from Central Plateau northwards, or sort of the southern central part of the North Island, if that makes sense, Manawatu northwards kind of thing. And in the South Island along the ranges again, these sort of white dots and blobs show the sign of some cloud buildups as we go into the afternoon. Bigger downpours are up here around that low coming out of the subtropics. That is remaining offshore, but as it works with the high pressure zone near the Chatham Islands, that pushes in a bit of an easterly. So you've got easterlies on one side of the North Island, westerlies on the other. They meet in the middle, convergence, afternoon downpours. Similar story around the South Island as well. So here are those thunderstorm risks for Monday afternoon and evening. The areas with the sort of darker blue shading, that's the highest risk. That's the most likely zone for these showers to form in. Not everybody in those zones will get them, but certainly if you look at the rain radar today, you'll see where they are. And then one of those breezes I talk about will kick in and push some of those showers in one direction. And that can be a little hard to work out until they've actually formed. So keep an eye on the rain radar today if rain matters to you. Let's go into Tuesday now, and not a lot of wet weather, but there is a bit of a southerly flow ahead of the incoming big high. That's going to bring us a mostly dry week this week, but it does bring that southerly change. It might still be a nor'easter locally, you never know, but the actual airflow is coming from the south. So temperatures will be down on Tuesday in eastern areas with some wet weather. Doesn't look like a huge amount. Into the afternoons though, once again, sort of in the north to northwest of both of those islands, might be a couple of heavier showers that start to kick in. Otherwise, it's getting dry. And by the time we get to Wednesday, apart from a few remaining showers around the northeast of the North Island, the top of the North Island, and maybe in the couple of the hills around the South Island, the mountains or ranges, might just see an isolated shower here and there. The incoming high is the main feature. A lot of low pressure in the tropics at the moment, not necessarily driving in huge storms, but the low here near New Caledonia is also worth keeping an eye on, as is some of this wet weather around the eastern side of Australia, because there is a change coming for Australia that's going to maybe affect us. This low here, merging with more low pressure down around the Southern Ocean, finds a gap in the high pressure zones. Now, sometimes in summer, all the highs can join up like a chain link fence from Africa all the way over to South America. This year, we are seeing some breaks now. There's this one here south of Australia. There's another one here south of the Cook Islands. That allows low pressure to either drop southwards or move up northwards. And so that's what we're going to keep an eye on as we go towards the weekend. But Thursday itself around New Zealand, light winds, dry, peak summer weather for you on Thursday and Friday as well. Now you get to see though what's happening south of Australia, down around Tasmania southwards, a large pool of low pressure. So that drives in severe gales. They might just brush Tasmania along with a burst of colder weather. Now, like I say, for us, we're sheltered on Friday, but we jump through to Saturday. Now you see this low pressure zone around Tasmania, new one here starting to form. So you've got a cold southerly coming in for Tassie, and that hotter air on the other side of our high pressure system around New Zealand. And the two kind of merge here in the southern Tasman Sea area between Tasmania and the South Island. So you won't notice anything happening in New Zealand on Saturday other than a warmer sort of northeasterly or northerly flow kicking in as that high drifts eastwards over the Chatham Islands. And by Sunday, the high goes further east of the Chathams, and now we've got a proper subtropical airflow coming down. So it's going to be a hot Sunday in many parts of New Zealand. The old nor'wester cranking up here and there. High fire risks this weekend, already getting high to extreme in parts of New Zealand, but the wind and the heat on Sunday will make it something more serious. And then you've also got this pool of low pressure around the tropics coming down and trying to merge with that Tasman Sea low pressure zone. So what does that mean? Well, here is a sneak peek for next week. This isn't locked in, because there are quite a few moving parts still to go here, but I know a number of you want rain. Will this do it? There is some chance we might see some rain for the start of next week with a developing low in the New Zealand area, some subtropical low pressure as well, perhaps it all starting to connect up. but it does depend a lot on that big strong high out over the Chatham Islands. If the high takes longer to move through or expands, then it's possibly goodbye to some of that rain, but it could go the other way as well. So we'll keep an eye on that. Our next update will be on Wednesday this week. No video on Tuesday, partially because of the quiet weather. We've also other things going on at Weather Watch that we're working on, all positive stuff. But we'll be back again on Wednesday. We will update you then. Have a good week ahead.